Like they always say, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Oh, Kathleen, oh, Kathleen, understand that you never really had a plan. Oh, it's broken down, it can't be fixed. Star Wars ended with episode 6. Yeah, oh, oh, Kathleen, oh, Kathleen, oh, oh, Kathleen, oh, Kathleen. Here we go. Oh. What's up, guys? This is the Gospel according to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you what's on my mind. And before I head off to work, this is a great way to start the day. Most of the time, my son is here, so I can't do this in the morning. But he's on spring break. He's staying with his cousin's son. I love you. Where are you? I miss you. But anyway, yeah, I figure I would take this moment very quickly before I go into work to talk about, and you know, I don't care who was going to give this a pass. You know I wasn't going to let this go. The situation with Kelly Marie Tran at Star Wars Celebration that I saw on that panel when they gave her that rousing round of applause. More than anybody else on the panel. More than Kathleen Kennedy, who should have been getting booed. More than J.J. Abrams. More than Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Oscar Isaacs. Kelly Marie Tran was the star. And one of the things that I talked about, like the danger of having a function like Star Wars Celebration, which is not balanced, and we all know in the Force, it's all about balance, but Star Wars Celebration was not balanced, and because of the fact that we just concentrated on the praise of Star Wars, it allows articles like the one I'm going to share to be produced, where they create the narrative that the real fans overran the haters at Star Wars Celebration. And of course, they used Kelly Marie Tran, their favorite weaponized victim, to make their point. Alright, so let me share this with you guys, and you can find this on IndieWire.com. Of course, it will be in the description box should you want to read it yourself. And it goes on to say, Star Wars Celebration 2019 flipped the script on toxic fandom. Yes, it flipped the script on toxic fandom. That means you, and that means me, right? Anyone who is critical of The Last Jedi, let's put it that way. If you weren't, then you're not toxic. That's the key to it. If you like The Last Jedi, you're okay. If you didn't like The Last Jedi, you are toxic. You need to go hazmat, call out hazmat, go take a shower or something. The fan event is always a bastion of goodwill, but after months of online trolling and infighting over new Star Wars and new films, the Chicago convention showed what real fans look like. Now see, I know for a fact that there were plenty of people who were critics of The Last Jedi, including our hero Tom Kane, and many of the fandom menace that you see here on YouTube, they were there. So they were real fans too, and they were critical of The Last Jedi, were they not? Okay, so it goes on to say, the message was loud and clear. Upon her official introduction during this year's most anticipated Star Wars Celebration panel, the first ever look at Star Wars, The Rise of The Rise of Skywalker, the loudest cheers were for a relative newbie to the franchise. Wait a minute. Could Rose Tico be a Skywalker? Interesting. More on that later. Kelly Marie Tran, the actress who made her Star Wars debut in Rian Johnson's Star Wars The Last Jedi, teared up when the thousands of fans assembled at Chicago's Wintrust Arena greeted her with uproarious applause and cheers. Tran's emotion was understandable. After breaking out as the first woman of color to have a lead role in a Star Wars film, the woman actress became the victim of vicious online trolling, supposedly from fans of the franchise, regarding the woman's looks, the woman's ethnicity, and the woman's talent. Tran has endured months of harassment both on social media, including her own Instagram account, and in rancid comment threads on posts about the film and her work in it. In June 2018, Tran wiped her own social media accounts. That poor woman. Nobody should have to endure such pain, such agony. Oh, How did she come through it? Please go on. The actress had lots of support from some big names. Co-stars like John Soyega and Mark Hamill defended the actress, and cosplayers excuse me guys, it's early. I just brushed my teeth. And cosplayers organized a hashtag rally for Rose at Comic-Con 2018. But amidst a seemingly never-ending war against both Tran and director Rian Johnson, of course they have to tie him into it. Otherwise, you couldn't use this as a weapon. Like I said before, weaponized victimhood, okay? So here's Rian Johnson pretty much using Kelly Marie Tran as a shield for his bullshit, horrible movie. So he pulls her in front like the coward that he is. You've seen it in movies where you have the bad guy who's a coward and he like grabs up a child or a hostage to hold in front of him while he tries to make his way out safely. That's what Rian Johnson is doing with Kelly Marie Tran. This is terrible. Kelly Marie Tran, you're such a beautiful young lady, so talented. Why would you want to be known as a victim? This goes against everything that you wrote about in your op-ed in the New York Times. You know, you talked about not wanting to be judged by your ethnicity, by your looks, and how who you are is good enough and your talent. And here you have an auditorium full of people who are giving you this ovation, you know, all of these accolades, not for your talent, not for the role that you played, but for the fact that you were a victim. Kelly Marie Tran, this is the most insulting part of all of this. If it were me, I would feel terrible about this, okay? And this is coming from not a hater, but someone who is a so-called person of color who is trying to raise a son in this world to compete, to be good enough, you know, to be better, actually, you know, to be the best that he could possibly be. And you can't be that by being somebody's victim all the time, especially in your mind. So even though you seem to love those accolades on the stage, Kelly Marie Tran, it's just another side of the coin of what you were talking about. It's like either you can be objectified, you know, as a so-called woman of color, and you can be known just as that, and you can't transcend, you know, society's view of you. You can be either trolled for that, or you can be applauded for that, but it seems kind of hypocritical to me that you would accept accolades for the very same thing that you claim you want to get out from under. You know, that's not right. You should want to be known for your body of work. And that applause that you got, to me, was the worst kind of condescension. And I wouldn't want that for myself. So I had to bring this back up, Kelly Marie Tran. Some people didn't want to stop and pump the brakes and say, hey, what about that? But I wanted to do that, and I want to just point that out. Okay, so where was I? Getting all lost here. Okay, so she had support from John Soyega and Mark Hamill. All right, it was hard to shake how toxic, ugly, and loud her detractors were. And of course, they all claimed to be fans of the franchise. And yet Tran has emerged from the scrotum, from the scrum, and perhaps so has actual Star Wars fandom. In August, Tran wrote an emotional op-ed for the New York Times, that's what I was talking about her experience, ending on a positive call for action. I want to live in a world where people of all races, religions, socio-economic classes, sexual orientations, gender identities, and abilities are seen for what they have always been, human beings, she wrote at the time. Now, Tran is back for her next Star Wars film. And if thousands of dedicated fans are to be believed, she's more than welcome. Of course she's more than welcome. She's always been welcome. That's not the point. You guys are so dishonest. Kelly Marie Tran is welcome. What is not welcome is a bullshit, paper-thin, badly drawn, useless character like Rose Tico. J.J. Abrams, if you truly love the character of Rose Tico, you will give her something more meaty to do in your movie than what Rian Johnson did. Can I ask you guys something? When Rose and Finn snuck into Canto Bight, what was wrong with having them dress up as the socialites? You know what I mean? Wouldn't that have made for a more fun scene if they had, I don't know, knocked out a couple of people and put on their clothes and had to kind of blend in? That would be fun to kind of watch them blend in. You know, plus you would have given Rose an opportunity to get glammed out. But see, Rian Johnson wasn't concerned with having fun or making his characters look good or endearing. So you had her walk around with that corny ass Mary Tyler Moore haircut and or Vulcan haircut, whatever the fuck that was, and that paper bag that she was wearing for the whole movie. He essentially played both of them up as stereotypes, and the industry wants us to clap for that, as if we don't see what's going on, as if we can't call it out, and if we do, then we're just haters and we're vicious and we're vile. Oh, fuck off with that. Okay. During the panel, J.J. Abrams had nothing but love for her, telling the crowd, "I was grateful to Rian Johnson for so many things he did in episode 8, and the greatest for me was casting Kelly Marie." Hey, that rhymes. Okay, so there you have it. I'm not going to read the rest of the article. Like I said before, you can find it in the description box. But J.J. Abrams is saying that the greatest thing that Rian Johnson did, not bridging the gap between episode 7 and episode 9. No. Not creating a comprehensive and clear narrative. No. Not advancing anybody's story arc. No. The greatest thing that Rian Johnson did was casting Kelly Marie Tran for her iconic, breakout, unforgettable role of Rose Tico. And when you really think about what Rose Tico did in that movie, I guess I can see that, because the winds of legend will speak of Rose Tico and her amazing contribution to the resistance. These people are so full of shit. I can't take it. But yeah, so there you have it, guys. And see, here's the thing. This is the reason why, and I got to wrap this up, of course. I'm always doing this in the morning. I got to do this. But every now and then, I get someone in the comment section who will accuse me of caping for white people. Okay, so if I see something wrong, like what Jordan Peele said, where he wasn't going to hire white leads, if I feel that it's ignorant, I'm not allowed to say that, because if I do, then I am caping, defending, playing Superman for white people. Now see, here's the thing. I will not be a weaponized victim, okay? So you can fucking miss me with that. It's like I, as I said before, am trying to raise a son with values, with morals, who can stand up for something and not be marginalized, okay? If I see something that's wrong, I will speak on it. That's the reason why the damn channel is called The Gospel According to Me. The Gospel According to Mark, with a C. If I wanted to fucking talk about things from your point of view, my friend who criticized me, I would call it The Gospel According to You. And I would sit back and I would let you put the words into my mouth and the thoughts in my head. But no, if you are content in life being marginalized, being a weaponized victim, well then have at it, my friend. All right, but I will always say things as I see it. Okay? And if I say something that I feel is unjust that is happening to white people, and if I say something that is unjust that I feel is happening to women or black people or anybody, anywhere, any human being, any animal, any object, anything, well, this is my platform, and I will, okay? And I have myself to answer to. Just like I feel that Kelly Marie Tran, as a young woman, must challenge herself, because from what I can tell, she doesn't have any upcoming projects other than a couple of voiceovers. I went and looked at her IMDb and, you know, her Wikipedia page and stuff like that. It's like I don't see anything outside of Star Wars, all right? And except for one co-starring role she had in, I don't know, some other movie. But look, the point is that if she wants to be taken seriously as a strong actress that she is, because I've heard her in many an interview, very talented, very intelligent, very well-spoken, and conscientious young lady. Please, don't allow yourself, and this goes for anybody else, anyone else who can be marginalized in this world, don't allow yourself to be a weaponized victim against people, all right? And that's what that applause was, all right? So I just wanted to take that time to address that, all right? You guys can let me know. Maybe I'm going too far. Maybe I'm seeing too much. I'm glad she got the applause. I support Kelly Marie Tran. This is the reason why I'm making this message. All right, so everybody who sees it and is just like, you're being a hater. How can you be against a woman of color and bullshit like that? Well, consider this. Thandie Newton was the first African-American so-called lead in a Star Wars movie too. Nowhere in this convention was she celebrated at all. All right, and the reason why? Because Solo was a failure. That's the reason why. It didn't make any money, so therefore it didn't make any history, right? Oh, fuck off with all that. But anyway, guys, you can like, share, you can subscribe, and of course, you can be in the comment section. Let's talk about this. And you can find me on Twitter. I am there. All right, guys, that's it for now. I am the Gospel According to Mark with a C. I'll catch you on the next one. Rock on.